Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Hank. Today I'm gonna give you a quick tutorial on the difference between one-shot AF operation versus servo, AI servo for Canon. Okay, first of all, let me show you what I have set for this Canon EOS-RP. That's the screen that you're looking at. Okay, first of all, in the AF method, um, I from the bottom here, you can see that there's multiple methods of setting. For this camera, by the way, the face tracking feature is so good that I live there most of the time, unless I'm shooting birds in flight, and then I would be using something different. Otherwise, um, but today I'm going to use the 1-point AF for the purpose of demonstration. Okay, so use a 1-point AF, and for the AF operation, I will show you both the one shot and the servo. So at first, I'm going to show you one shot. Okay, so with the one shot, the way it works is, okay, so you point the square to where you want to focus, and you press the shutter button. Okay, so it's in focus, it beeps for you, it turns the color green. It tells you, okay, I'm in focus. Now, if I hold the shutter button down, okay, you can see that when I move around, nothing happens. It basically locks focus completely on this subject that I originally focused on. Okay, so this mode is useful when you want to focus and recompose. For example, if you recompose and you want to get both dogs in in the picture, and you can shoot the button like that. Okay, the focus stay here. Now if you want to refocus, you got to release the shutter button. Okay, and then moves it to a different area and focus. Okay, so that if you hold it down, nothing would change, right? You let it go, you lose focus. So it's a one shot. Okay, so in order to refocus, you press a button, refocus. And if as long as you hold it down, nothing will change. So that's how one shot works. All right, so now I'm going to switch over to AI servo mode. On the screen, just simply say servo. Canon use AI servo. AI stand for artificial intelligence. Okay, now I'll show you a fundamental difference between the two modes. It is kind of important to understand because a lot of people don't really get it, and they heard about it, they kind of understand how it works, but in reality they don't. So the real key is, okay, so when I press the focus button, okay, for AI servo, it is important that I wanted to hold the shutter button down, and I will show you why you want to hold it down all the time. Okay, so as you move, or the subject move for that matter, in this case the subject don't move, they are not real dogs, as you could tell. When I move the camera, the squares area, the camera is continually refocused for me, real time. Okay, so it's in servo, it's being driven all the time. Okay, so as I move, it automatically focuses. So this is big difference between the other one-shot mode, as you can tell. Okay, and this is very useful for moving objects. Imagine if an object moved, all you have to do is point the square, on the subject, and then the subject is always in focus, even though the subject goes away from you, comes toward you, goes sideways from you. As long as you can keep the square on it, and it will be in focus. It's great for birds in flight and stuff like that. Okay, but you can't really use this to to focus and recompose, because that's just not how it works with one shot. That's how you use that one for that. Okay, so that's a fundamental problem. A lot of people, the beginner, sometimes they don't know that they have to hold down the shutter button halfway, and so sometimes they use AI servo just like the one shot, and that doesn't really give them any advantage whatsoever. Now, the popular acceptance for most of us, and it is true for most DSLR cameras, is that the one-shot mode is slightly more accurate than the AI servo mode. Um, in my opinion, for the DSLR, that is true, because I'm a pixel peeper, and I could sometimes tell that there are some inaccuracies in AI servo. However, with the mirrorless, like this EOS-RP, which is not even top of the line, right? It's actually a bargain, full frame camera. The RP is, but even as a bargain camera, the AI servo works so very well that I could never tell the difference between the one shot versus AI servo. Therefore, with this camera, I live completely on the AI servo mode. Especially as you notice, the AI servo, when it in focus, it tells you, it doesn't beep at you, but it changed color. So it changed to blue. Now the old DSLR cameras, they don't turn color at all. So you have to guess whether or not you are in focus. But it won't tell you here. The RP tells you exactly when it's in focus and what area it's in focus with. So it's really versatile. Okay, with that, I thank you for watching. I hope you get something out of this. It's very basic, but all of us have to start somewhere, correct? Okay, thank you.